What's up, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, the founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Now, I was going to set my settings differently on this live. I wasn't going to allow comments. I don't know if I can still change that. But, let's see. Oh, yeah, I can change that. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're gonna do. Nah. Okay. Specific people you approve. Use desktop. Yeah. All right, I'll do all that later. But yeah, I'm gonna have to remember to do that every time I go live. I don't like just any old body being up in my live talking crazy, man. That's so annoying. I mean, what the hell wrong with y'all? But nah, everybody ain't like that. And I ain't talking about everybody when I say that issue, but yeah. But subscribers only, you know what I mean? The only ones that matter gonna ever matter is subscribers, you know what I'm saying? Now I know some folk, these trolls are crazy because they know there's a 20-minute minimum that you can select, which is so stupid. Like, it's like they want friction. They want the smoke. YouTube want people to have smoke. It's silly to me. It's silly as hell. It's like, allow only subscribers who subscribe for 20 minutes to be able to talk. 20 minutes? No. How about 20 days? How about 30 days? How about a year? You know, some loyalty. Show some loyalty and show that you know how to act, and then I'll let you speak. Because I ain't with that. I really ain't. Yep, I'm not at all. But anyway, I got on here to cover a couple of topics, not just one. It's a Sunday fun day. That's actually the name of an event that takes place in parts of California when they do lowrider shows. So shout out to all the folks that know about the real shows like that, Sunday Fun Day. I've never been to one of those officially, but I've watched a lot of content on YouTube about them, and I like them. I'd like to go to one, you know. So it's on my to-do list, you know, things for us to cover for content. But ironically, today I'm going to something that might end up being some cool content. I don't know if I'm gonna break out the camera or not. We'll see. It just all depends. I gotta read the vibe first. But yeah, I watch a lot of folks that inspire me, and one of my favorite travel-based content channels is International Zoe. Brother from New York, Harlem, goes all over the world, like literally. I mean, his content's a true inspiration to me. His lifestyle is an inspiration. Him, Ace Live, especially Ace. Gotta shout out Ace. Ace is probably my first favorite of all the global travelers that I watch on YouTube and everything, who do it big, who always going somewhere and doing it the way, in many ways, I would do it. That's the other reason why I like their channels. Him, Zoe, trying to think who else I would shout out like that. Jay Abroad. Yeah, Jay is cool as hell. Jay remind me of somebody. If you know who Jay Abroad is, check out his channel. If not, he and his wife and family, he lives in Dominican Republic, where I just came from for my first visit ever. And I love his content because first of all, he's positive. You know, he don't get lost in the sauce with all the nonsense. He stays in his lane. He could care less what other folk be doing and what they got to say. He gonna do it his way, and I like that. And you know, his lady, she has a channel too, and they both promote, you know, a positive family image. They got a good vibe. They got a good connection. They living well. They making money. They surviving. They don't just do YouTube, but they take it serious as a business. And for somebody who does that, myself, I understand, you know. So seeing them is like a great example of how it can be done in a relationship. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful. That is just beautiful to see that. I love that. So yeah, I really enjoy their channel. Oh, this is refreshing. I'm gonna have to remember to do this every time. Not one comment yet. Why? Because they ain't subscribers. Y'all better learn to subscribe. I ain't playing with y'all. We're gonna need some subscribing up in here. And I appreciate the likes. I see that. You got 4 likes in the building. That's what's up. You know, seven folk viewing, we need to have 7 likes. That's my rule. As many people viewing, need to be as many likes. But yeah, but who else I want to shout out real quick on the travel channels I love to watch? There's a lot of them. I just honestly, I follow them, I subscribe. I just don't always remember everybody's name. Some people stand out more to me on their name, and other people kind of become, oh yeah, that guy, that lady, oh yeah, you know, that kind of thing. But I definitely support, and I make a habit of when I start a video, and this is what I tell y'all, I hope y'all will remember to do. Just go ahead and hit like. If you already subscribed to somebody's channel, you know you like what they do. It's like if you've already subscribed, you pretty much have said, I officially approve and appreciate your content. So generally everything that person puts out, you're gonna like. So don't even stress it. Just like it. You know, you can always go back and change the like if you don't like it once you hear what they got to say. But you know, go on and hit the like as soon as the video start. That way they can, you know, they gonna get theirs, and you don't have to feel like the irresponsible viewer that don't understand how YouTube works. Because quite frankly, all of YouTube, you know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, but all of YouTube, I always say, a lot of my folks I follow, I wish they all had nonprofits, because that's how we operate. All these donations and stuff, like, yo, we're charitable organizations. People need that money to survive, because they say that after you get your monetization, that doesn't guarantee, you know, livable income, operational income, etc. You still are gonna need other money, so it's never enough. So when you can at least get people to send a few dollars here and there, or subscribe, knowing that AdSense, once it kicks in, is gonna pay some bill, if not all bills eventually. That's important. That's super important. Appreciate the 5 likes up. That's what I'm talking about. More likes than I got people watching. I appreciate that. I like that number. I can deal with that. 4 people watching, 5 likes. That means somebody had to go, but they still want to let you know. I appreciate what you're doing. I like that. I can dig that. I can dig it. So yeah, that's the way to roll, y'all. That's the way to roll. Pardon my slightly scratchy voice. You know it's morning. That's that morning wake up voice. I need to get more water in me. I ain't drinking enough water yet. Let me get my water. Everybody go, you know how they say, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. Everybody like to always remind you to drink your water. It ain't a joke. You need to drink your water. It ain't no game. It ain't no game. Yeah. Get that water up in you. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to all those channels. But Zoe in particular does a thing every Sunday. I got to check him out this Sunday. He always does what he calls a Sunday sermon. It's clever, because that way, you know, he's basically just, and he does a pretty great job of staying on topic. I can't, I know myself, unless I'm an actor and all that, so unless I got a script, whether I wrote it or not, I'm too much of a tangent person. My mind is always analyzing and all that. That's that Virgo. Shout out to my Virgos. We got next, you know, so I can't help it. I'm going to tangent. So my whole thing is, when I watch him do those, I'd be amazed. I'm like, man, he really staying on topic. That's awesome. And he'll do like these 30-minute, 40-minute, sometimes longer perspectives on things in life. So I want to shout him out for inspiration to do what I'm doing, being that it is a Sunday, because I've done that before many times and didn't put a name on it or anything. Sometimes I made it, you know, fit this content or that content for our shows. But today's topic, I guess I want to talk about when it comes to travel. And since I mentioned the channel with Jay and how, you know, he's married and got a good situation, beautiful situation, how the older I get and the closer I get my birthday, you start feeling like maybe I do want to settle down, you know. And I'm gonna break down what settle down means for me at this stage in life. And hopefully it will resonate with some of y'all as my audience, right? So I'm in my 40s, and I don't often drop my actual age anymore, not because I'm ashamed of it, but because I like to keep people guessing. I love to hear the guessing game of how old y'all think I am, and I start stroking this here chin with these grays, and I just wonder what they're gonna say. Some people go way past the number, and I'm like, okay, you trying to be funny, stop playing. And then other folk be like, no, you ain't that old, you gotta be such and such. And oftentimes I'll get like 35, I might get like 42, but I'm older than both of those, you feel me? So it's flattering, But as the clock ticks, and every time your birthday is getting closer, it makes you real reflective on where you are in life, what you've accomplished for that year. Because that is your true new year. Your New Year's Day is your birthday. A friend of mine taught me that years ago, a lady I was dating. I'll never forget her saying that. That's probably the most valuable thing she ever shared to me. Because she was real, could be real hot and cold. And that got eventually to the point where we were just like, look, I'm so done with your fickleness. So we went straight to the friend zone. But when she was on with some prophetic stuff to say, she would drop some wisdom, and she dropped that. She said, I don't work on my birthday. A lot of people say that. But she said, like, I'm dead serious about it, because I look at it like it is your personal holiday and it is your new year. I said, that is some real shit. And I hope it's waking up somebody else's brain as I say it, because that's how it affected me. Like, you know, it's so right in your face, but a lot of people don't look at it that way. They just look at, yeah, I was born that day, no big deal, whatever, right? Like, no, your birthday is your new year. Straight up. Like, January 1st is celebrating a new year with everybody in the world, but your personal new year, your real new year is your birthday. And so because of that, like I say, it's August. My birthday's in September as a Virgo. September 9th, by the way. So y'all can go ahead and prepare that gift. Go over to that ONYXCON registry we have on Amazon. Yes, we have an official registry. And all you got to do is, I think if you just looked up ONYXCON registry, it might pop up. But if it doesn't, we have a link, a QR link that I've been putting in some of our videos. So whenever you see that, as a matter of fact, which one did I put it in recently? I know I dropped it recently. It was the one. Golly, I edit so much content, I be forgetting which one had what in it. You know what I mean? But I want to say it's the one. Sheesh, what one is it for real though? It may have been the one where I was talking about the photo album. Yeah, the photo album for Dominican Republic. Check that video out, and you'll see a QR code that pops up in it. You can scan that; it'll take you straight to our registry. Wish list of stuff we need for ONYXCON to keep building, doing content. I mean, a lot of technological gadgets that we need and stuff like that. And, you know, I don't expect most people to ever go over there and buy nothing for us. I know it's hard enough to get people to subscribe or like something. So, but I'm talking to my ballers, my real ones who got it. Because I meet people from time to time who really got them pockets like that. It ain't no thing to them. They just, you know, $500 is not emergency money to them. That's the next pair of tennis shoes on sale. Straight up, you know. And I want more friends like that, because we need people like that to help us survive, you know what I mean? And so if that resonates with you, what I just said, if that sounds like you know, $500 is not emergency money to you, because they say, you know, the average American is not ready for a $500 emergency. Well, there's some folks, like I say, that's they I'm going to get dinner money. I went and had drinks money. You know, that's how they living like that. And I've seen it. I have seen these people move like this, and it's amazing. Like, golly, must be nice. You know, I want to live like that. I got goals of doing that, and I hope to be an example of how to do it as we continue to progress with ONYXCON, because I'm gonna show you how to live your best art life. because I think there are a lot of people who got big money, but they don't necessarily spend it in a creative way that benefits them in the long run, or invest in things that are valuable artistically so that they can have a proper return on investment. But they know how to throw it up in the air and just let it land wherever it lands. They big on that. I done seen this stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, go over and do that. Watch that video. Check out the registry. Support ONYXCON in that way if you can. So back on topic. I told y'all I do tangents. I'm sorry. Nice. I'm me. All right. Either you love it or leave it alone, because I'm gonna do what I do. I appreciate that 960 some odd of y'all do love it. I really do. That tells me hey, just keep doing you. You're gonna find your audience. They out there. You know, everything ain't for everybody, but I'm glad I'm for a lot of y'all. I appreciate that, for real. So, on the topic of when you're getting older and you start feeling that birthday coming, right? So something that happened, now one thing that always happens, because of my travel, I've been traveling in July for the last 3 years. I went to Malaysia in 2021. Oh, I'm sorry, 2022. That was July. I went to Mexico last year. That was July. And then this year, July, went to Dominican Republic. Now, I'm starting to feel like July is just that month for me, at least for the main summer vacation. So I might keep it a tradition. I don't know. I always look at what the season is in places I want to go, and then I determine whether or not that fits for what I'm trying to do, or what I'm trying to see, what festival, whatever, what fish I want to catch, because I'm going fishing. If I want to hike somewhere, what the weather gonna be like, all that stuff. You got to think about everything. So I know it's gonna get to a point where it won't always be a July summer trip. It might be June, it might be August, but we're gonna do the doggone thing. When I decide to go a place though, what I find interesting, like, yeah, I want to go see the art, I want to see the culture in general, all the cultures in general, try to get some historical elements out of it. I want to know, I'm big on Sankofa. That's an African proverb from the Adinkra symbols, the Akan people, and it means to go back and fetch it. You got to know your past to move into your future. So I do that. I live by Sankofa. So when I go places, I like to see what it was so I can understand what it is and where it's going. And I get that out of every trip. And the beauty of it is, once I've absorbed that and I get the opportunity to be in some of these places that, it's a privilege to travel. I always know that. Even when I'm a total budget traveler, I literally wing it every time so far, and it's a privilege to even be able to wing it. I never take for granted that other people can't even wing it. You know what I'm saying? So I take it as a true badge of honor to go abroad and to do any type of documentary travel. You know what I'm saying? And when you're out, the other thing is when you're looking for some companionship. Yeah, it'd be great to meet a lady and you could kick it with her and have a romantic moment or moments, because I don't want I ain't no one night stand type of dude. That's just not, okay? And, for some of y'all that sounds strange, I know, because more and more I hear people talk like that's just normal activity to a lot of people. They just hitting it and quitting it. And I'm hearing people on these damn channels, these YouTube, some of these guys, not everybody, but a lot of these guys trying to normalize pay for play to the point where it's like, I'm like, good gosh, man, like, am I in the, it makes you feel, again, this is the other stuff that makes you feel like, you're getting older. Because I'm old enough to remember when speaking aloud on such topics was grounds for freaking cases being brought up, legal stuff gonna happen. Now, folk going to other countries where this activity is legal, so it's not looked at with the same stigma. Yeah, maybe so, but you still got to come home and oh man, and dudes be out here doing the most. Like, cats be married, cats be in relationships, they got all kind of stuff going on, and some of them living that life. Now, I try not to judge people, I really do. I've just learned that emotionally, mentally, a lot of people go through a lot of different phases in life, and they decide to do whatever they're gonna do. when a lot of guys are out here coming down to being like, yeah, I'll just pay for it. And then they say it because all they mean is literally sex. They don't even want relationships if they're really being honest, a lot of them. And that's the pathetic part to me, because it's like, damn, is it that bad? Like, you can't relate to another person, to a woman on a level outside of just her body. Like, there's nothing else there for you but sex. It's like, that's pathetic, man. And that's a broken code in the human existence. We can't, from as far as I'm concerned, well, let me say this right quick. Views and opinions expressed by Joseph R. Wheeler III do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, etc. now and forever. Okay, there we go. Got that in. But I don't, there's nothing normal or natural in the grand scape of how we come to be for men and women to get to the point where we completely objectify one another. Like, just completely. Like, God dang. Like, I understand that carnal desire of, ooh, look at her, she got this, she got that. A woman, look at us, ooh, he got that, he got, I understand that. That's a natural occurrence. But when people limit it to just that, like, that's it, nothing else, don't want to know nothing about what you're thinking, how you feeling, where you're going, what you want, that's some pathetic that's pathetic. And that is not healthy, y'all. That's not healthy. But it's becoming normalized, especially in American culture. And that's dangerous. And the other problem is people are going abroad with this stuff. So you're taking your luggage with you, not just your unpack the bag and get fresh and go out and try and catch some image. Your energy is starting to change other places. And I see it. Like, I'm even seeing, I watched a video just the other day. As another guy, it's not the brother Jay who I mentioned. I forget this guy's name. Light-skinned, real big dude. Looked like he was a former football player. And he's Black American, and he married a beautiful Dominican lady. And him and his wife are sitting talking, and she speaks straight Spanish. Oh my gosh. Her Spanish was, which is typical. That's what it is over there, for real. You're gonna have a hard time trying to find more, like 1 out of every 10 will be poquito like you, a little bit, Poquito español, okay. Yes, poquito inglés. Okay. It's like, yo, that's how it's gonna be. Like 1 out of every 10 you might find who can really hold enough of a conversation with you. And the rest of y'all gonna be doing body language and laughing through it. At least that's how I made it through it. It still works, you gotta know inflection in voice. You gotta get off your damn phone and talk to people. So when you're talking to people in another language, you're used to inflection, actual human body language and stuff, and figure it out. So anyway, him and his wife were talking, and he was specifically talking about that issue of all that, pay-for-play stuff going on, and how that image is becoming a thing where for the true good girl, the real wife material, the real girlfriend material women, they see most Americans as they think that's all people want. They're like, oh yeah, they're just trying to come down here, do their dirt, get their pay for play, and go back home. And because so many folk do that, it's become a stigma where you don't get no play no more, or you won't get as much play if you approach somebody and that's not your agenda, because they looking at you like, oh yeah, here we go again with these damn Americans, Now, I didn't get that so much when I was there, because I'm not on that tip. And when I would flirt with ladies or whatever, I think they would be a little bit shocked that I even wanted to have a conversation. I think that was what I would be getting. I would get the whole, oh, you really do want to try and figure out some Spanish. You're not just telling me I'm beautiful. Like, you want to have a few more words for me, and you're not, and the next thing out your mouth ain't, hey, how much? Because, all these dirty Americans just think everybody down here will bend if I throw $1 at them. They'll all bend if I just throw $1 at them. No, hell no, I ain't on that bull. And then it's like when they realize that I'm totally on a whole nother level or whatever, I had a lot of good conversations, a lot of good fun moments with some cuties, Even ones who may have been in relationships just because they would still get comfortable enough with me to realize, oh, he's a good dude. He ain't trying to disrespect my relationship, but he's a flirt. And the thing is, they have a flirtiness in their culture. So if you can safely flirt, they'll flirt back. As long as you understand, yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen beyond all these little words, giggles, and maybe a couple of hugs. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen, but I got the feeling real quick, like, you hang around long enough and you can stay cool enough, you know, you might even get the kiss on the cheek. You know, it's just that kind of culture. And it's not like here where everything gotta lead to the bedroom. And what I've come to understand, and I'll tell this for my young folk, because only the young folk who want to get old, because some folk, they just want to, you know, they feel like they living to die young anyway. So if that ain't you, if you in your 20s and you don't expect to die in your 20s or your 30s, this next statement is for you. For everybody who want to get older and wiser, because when you're young, you just, you know, depending on how you grew up and how you were raised, a lot of y'all just want to wild out, and that's all you see is important in life. But if you understand that everybody you meet as a single guy, fellas, when you're trying to, you know, get to know a lot of ladies and whatnot, just don't lead always with your joint. I'm just gonna say it like that. If you don't lead with your joint, y'all know what I mean by the joint. You got one between your legs. Everybody got one if you're born natural, right? Don't lead with that. If you don't lead with that, you'd be surprised how much satisfaction you can still get in that area later on by being just not leading with that. Just being sure, but you got to be genuine in it. You got to literally want more to get more. You understand? You got to want more, or you got to understand that when you meet a lady, first and foremost, treat her like a lady, all right? Number two, get to know her as a friend. Number three, if you meet somebody who's in a situation, my rule is this. I'm like, yo, if you ain't married, if you say you're in a relationship, you got a boyfriend, I'm not going to press you too hard. I'm going to let you know I'm still attracted to you. It's kind of like I'm going to put in you're going to know I was interested. You know, I'm going to say something, do something to let it be known, well, guess what? If that doesn't work out, okay? And I ain't gonna necessarily give you my number or nothing like that or ask you for yours. Like in this day and age, you know how it go. We got Instagram, we got all this. You could just follow somebody and that's the one thing about this young generation now. I'm gonna say, boy, y'all got it going on with that. If we had that back in my younger years, oh my gosh. Out of control. Out of control. Because you don't have to get the number. You can just get in the DMs, disrespect. You don't know what the person's situation is like. You don't need nobody over the shoulder. Two folks sitting there in the bedroom and both of them on their phones, and she started giggling. He like, what you laughing at so much? You know, because your goofy ass is in the, you know, making her laugh in the DMs, and he ain't made her laugh in 12 years. Careful about that stuff. But if you just, you know, check in every month or other month or whatever, just to say, hey, how you doing? Literally. And genuinely, because you do want to know, like, how is she doing? She crossed my mind. Man, I hope she's good, you know? And then, hey, I'm telling you, that be the situation that sometimes, not always, but sometimes, if things don't work out, she gonna remember that you just would check up on her. And this is happening all the time. Any smart dude getting older knows this is how it goes. Which is why you gotta stay on your P's and Q's when you in a serious relationship. You got to constantly be proving your value so you can make them understand. I don't care who else is trying to holler, you know who is the one. And if you putting it down like that and you got a real one, she gonna respect that. But the minute fools slip up, and especially nowadays, there was, all right, we back. Where you see him in the house, it's obvious he's supposed to be having an argument with his girlfriend. You don't see her on camera. You just kind of hear her off camera, as I remember. And he's like, oh, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm just through, all right? I'm done. And he runs out the door, and he slams the front door. It's As soon as he slammed the front door, there's another version of him as another guy outside, and he's supposed to be the smooth baller dude, and it says all the captions for what each guy is. It's like, you don't know. And he's like leaning on his car like, hey man, she ready? I'm gonna take her on that date. And he's like, what the, huh? And he looks up past that dude, and here's another dude creeping in the bushes, and it says the coworker. Then it said, who else was it? Oh my gosh, I think it was the coworker, the dude in the DMs, the guy at church. I think he had that one in there. I'm throwing that in there if it wasn't in there, because especially for all these religious types. See, I'm not religious, but I know how that joke goes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're like, you got to be thumping the Bible. It's like, yes, baby, I go to Sunday service and all. These fools just as hoish as hell. Oh my gosh. And only once women reach about 30-something do they realize that, if they on that tip. They wake up in their 30s after they done been through some of them nightmares and realize how them dudes was using all of that to get in their head. It's terrible. So yeah, the dude, so he sees all that, and then there's like another guy, I forget what the other guy was, but basically they're all these dudes in waiting, trying to get in there and have a chance and be with this woman. And so he just slowly creeps back into the door, or he points at all them like, back the hell up, and he closes the door, goes back in, hey baby, let's work it out. I'm sorry, I apologize, let's work it out. I said, God damn. But that's real. That right there is real. Now, somebody need to do the man version of that for how it is as a man, because it'd be the same way. Women be taken for granted that it can't go the same way for us. Shh, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be the dude who get fed up, or the woman who get fed up, and she step outside, and then, you know, the girlfriend that you didn't know who liked him all that time trying to holler, or the freaking family member, you know what I'm saying? Like, whew. Oh my gosh, all kind of craziness be coming out the woodwork. You know, somebody he used to work with, the co-worker, and all that stuff. All that stuff go, man, they could all be the same in a different way. The same old BS. But anyway, I don't know, you know, why I went down that tangent. I do, I know why. It was relative to me getting at the point about just, you know, be patient with good people in your life and see where it leads, you know. You can't bet on it. It's just like, yo, leave bookmarks where bookmarks need to be left. Don't be trying to read the whole book. You got a bookmark. If you ain't her man, leave it alone. You meet a fine girl who's still kind of flirty with you, but she tell you she got a dude. Like, I see the little jokes where the young guy, and I like those too, because those are funny as hell, and I understand. It's frustrating where it would be the young guy talking to the woman, being nice, like, she's struggling with her bags. Hey, baby, let me get your groceries. I carry them to your car. And she get to the car, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're so friendly. You remind me of my boyfriend. And he like, what, boyfriend? And he drops the groceries and walks the hell off. Oh my gosh, damn. You know, it's funny. I get the joke, and I know the feeling. But I'm going to take it a little further. Like, yo, you went out your way to approach knowing there's a chance she got somebody. It's on you to find that out. You should lead with something that gets her to open up and say, yeah, I'm in a situation. Okay, cool. Now I know, so I can back the hell up, right? But don't let them take you into that whole you didn't know and out of nowhere you're gonna drop it. Because trust me, I've been there, fellas. You know, when it get too fun and friendly, sometimes that be the worst ones, because they don't, for whatever reasons, they don't have that with the so-called boyfriend. Something ain't right there. He don't make them laugh like you got them laughing, and that's why they don't tell you until later. They start feeling guilty, like, oh my gosh, I like this guy. Why am I talking to him so much? You know, my boyfriend, my husband, he be like, well, goddamn, why didn't you tell me that an hour ago? I swear to gosh, that's happened to me so many times on set when I've done background and holding, meet some cutie, and she ain't got no ring on the finger. So I'm like, okay, I know you ain't married. You know, she's definitely in the age range that I like. You know what I'm saying? She might be in them late 20s, 30s, whatever. She fine. I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know, or around my age, 40s, it don't matter, whatever. And then they slowly but surely, they're going to come out and tell you. And it's like, why are you coming late with it? Like, I appreciate the ones who throw it up real fast, because that's them letting you know, okay, you making me laugh, I kind of like you, but let me let you know something now. You're going to respect my situation. I got a man. All right, cool. I like that you telling me that early. I like that you telling me that early. I love it. You feel me? Don't have me out here looking like a fool. But the ones that'll come up late with it, oh my gosh, that's the worst. That's the worst. And it does happen. Oh, damn, it happens. So, yeah, you got to figure out your own ways of how to make them come out with it early. You know, talk around stuff that might, mention a movie and a situation. Yo, man, don't you just hate it when women do that? When they don't talk about their man if they got one? They might drop it. But if you stay cool, just stay in that little friend zone they're going to put you in the beginning. Sometimes that can come back around. I'm trying to tell you, it can come back around. You never know. Let it come back around is all I'm saying. Don't be so pressed about the beginning and trying to make everything happen on the first meet. Just hey, this ain't the time. It may never be the time, but just put in your vote for the future. That part. So speaking of the future, and back to the original topic I was talking about, when you're getting older and you go on these trips, and you start realizing, I guess this still kind of relates to what I just said about people being in relationships. I'm finding that a lot of people who go on vacation, most of the time they got somebody, because most people are afraid to travel solo. I'm not. I've done it twice, or technically 3 times, but really twice now. Because the first time I did have somebody to meet up with. These next 2, it was just me. I'm just out here. We'll see what happens, It does feel better in some ways to have somebody to connect with when you get there, or, so I do always try to pregame, as they say, and meet somebody online and know that I'm going to meet somebody when I get there or whatever. But that I've learned from experience, because this happened in Dominican Republic. I had 2 ladies flake on me, get flaky. So I learned, I was like, yo, you can't bet on that. And I still ended up out of all the crazy stuff I went through, with ups and downs, with bad Airbnbs, amazing hotels. And when I say amazing, incredible. You're talking about some of the sexiest, most romantic, dope views and amazing amenities and whatnot that I was surrounded by when I was in the top 3 places I stayed when I was there, that I truly stayed. The other places I was like, I'm getting the hell on because of the Airbnb situations. Watch the video so you can understand. It's like, this is not meant for a dude to be by himself. I should have a woman all over me just because she can't believe she's here with me, because this is so freaking beautiful and romantic. And that's when it started kind of getting at me, like, man, I ain't gonna let this happen again. Like, if they say you don't bring sand to the beach, and I respect the phrase, but I laugh because I hear people say that, but then I see everybody else doing just that. Like, most Americans traveling abroad, they with family, or you see a woman fine as hell, I always say watch her, enjoy the view, get the eye candy, but keep your eyes on her for at least 5+ minutes. Because if you wait that long, because if you see her and you just quickly want to walk over there and say, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 I guarantee you her man gonna be like, hey, who is this? How you doing, man? You all right? What's good? That's my girl, So to avoid any of that, I just give them time to walk around, see how they looking, especially if she ultra fine and she getting her little prance on the beach in her 2-piece bikini looking amazing, right? Like, this happened in Mexico, it happened in Dominican Republic. I saw it so many times. I would see somebody, I say, God dang. I'd be looking. I said, wait a minute, hold up. Give her time to float back to him, or him to float back to her. And every time, here come dude. Here he come. And the funniest ones is when you done gave it the clock. You got the clock ticking, and you start approaching. And then he like a damn heat-seeking missile. You right within 5 feet of her. As soon as you get up to almost about to say, hey, or you done already said, hey, how you doing? Excuse me. Then he come over. Hey, what's up, baby? You good? And it's like, ain't this some shit? How y'all doing? You good, bro? I'm good. They looking at you all. You know what this is? I'm like, I sure do, bro. Respect. Hey, I was just asking directions. Keep it moving. Because seriously, I mean, if it was me, I'd be the same way. Like, hey, she's with me. Yeah, And I ain't even gotta say it. Just, that mannerism, that walk up, that certain kind of arm around her, like, hey, what's this brother need? Who is this? And I'm friendly about it, like, cause she ain't going nowhere. She ain't about to walk away. She know what she got here. So that's how you do it with confidence. So I respect it. I never trip on that at all. But I always say too, like I say, give them the time to show you that, so you ain't got to even deal with that energy. So seeing that happen over and over again, I said, you know what, man, I might have to bring me some sand to the beach. Like, I think in addition to pre-gaming, my next new rule, try to have somebody when you get there with you. I'm saying bring somebody with you. And knowing how travel can be and people get crazy on trips, I mean, I vet the hell out of everybody in my circles. So I ain't trying to bring nobody who gonna embarrass me, get on my nerves, or get crazy and ruin the trip. But let's just say, for example, you're not too sure and you're never too sure. This person is gonna be in your corner through the whole trip or stay on point or whatever. So if you did have a falling out or whatever, just let that person know up here. I mean, if it ain't, like, look, if this your girlfriend, y'all gonna have to work it out. If it's just some honey, you just say, hey, I'll treat you to a trip, but you had to pay for this, that, and the other. Like, personally, I ain't got them pockets to be paying for everything. I ain't the rich baller who I'm tired of you, so I'll just put you in a hotel and send you off with an Uber. No, I ain't. We're gonna have to work this out. We're gonna have to argue through this if we have an issue. So I ain't got time for that. So generally, if I were to bring somebody anyway, they probably gonna be, I might be handling most of it, but they could be a little bit in it themselves financially, and that'll keep them humble too. This is all this newfangled trying to be old school and new school at the same time. I hear it all the time. You got folks, I'm traditional women talking about, I want the man to pay for everything. I get it, but guess what? What you're calling tradition is based on what time period that had nothing to do with your existence. If you in your 20s and 30s talking about traditional, you're talking about traditions that happened so far ahead of you. Like, you're literally talking about my generation and much older, my parents' generation and even grandparents' generation. You ain't from that. This ain't the agricultural era. We don't have farms. We do, some of us still, and some of us are going back to that, so that's beautiful, to have your own food. But I'm saying most of y'all don't know how to do none of that. I do. Most of y'all can't hunt or fish. I can. Most of y'all ain't doing, you don't do none of this quote-unquote traditional stuff, right? Yet you want these traditional relationships. Crossing over a river right now, I had to look at the water. So no, that stuff really irks me to hear people say that all the time, because I'm like, look, unless you about to be literally hunting and gathering, literally after courting, as the old folk used to say, courting. That's how you say it, Southern Mile, it's courting. Oh man, that young man done met that young lady, they over there courting. If you finna be courting, right? And you putting down dowries and all that old stuff, if you literally about to live by some old traditional, I'm just sick and tired of hearing people say, I'm gonna have to do a whole video about traditional versus modern and what the reality is and how people need to get off the bullshit. People got to stop saying this stuff. They don't even know what they're saying. They're just saying stuff. They don't even know what it's from. I just want tradition. All I know is it means that the guy gonna have to pay for everything, and that makes me feel good because I don't have to use up my money. I can still go get another. She can still go get her another purse and a pair of damn red bottom shoes if she already a six-figure, and the dude got to stress himself out to try and match her money, and yet he paying for himself, his own life and hers, and they not even married. They just dating. Man, please, if y'all don't get the hell on in 2024 with that garbage, that's insane. It's not even logical. I could understand it if everybody was really rich, but y'all out here fronting on being rich, and most of the people trying to do it are not there. They struggling, and they going in debt. The credit systems are going crazy, and they can't manage it. So when you're ready to come back to reality, me and others will be waiting on you to say, yo, you can't get it like that. That ain't how it works. And you got to be humble to the situation that everybody ain't got it like that. Most of the dating pool ain't got it like that. The percentage of guys you talking about that do have it like that are so slim and small, it don't even fit half of what y'all be wanting half the time when y'all talking that stuff. So everybody got to compromise. That's the rule. You know what? This is inspiring me. It's time to get off this live. I got to do me a full straight up video. I'm going to have to edit this because I got to talk about it while it's hot. Yeah. I appreciate those who did tune in. I appreciate y'all. Peace.